In the crypto lounge with a chart so wild, we're dropping beats and rhymes and we're not for mile. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're breaking it down. In the crypto lounge where the markets never bound. Crypto lounge, daily live stream, market analysis, breaking news, it's a dream. We're dropping knowledge, we're dropping bars. In the crypto lounge where the beats are hard. From NFTs to DeFi, we're keeping it real. We're dropping knowledge, and we're making it feel. From bull to bear, we're always on the grind. In the crypto lounge, where the market's never blind. Crypto lounge, where the market's never blind. Crypto lounge, daily live stream, market analysis, breaking news, it's a dream. We're dropping knowledge, we're dropping bars. In the crypto lounge, where the beats are hard. We're dropping knowledge, we're dropping rhymes. In the crypto lounge where the future shines.
Right. Welcome to the show, guys. Hope everybody's doing very, very good today. I have my compadre with me as well, LMFG. Hand clap to you, brother. How are you doing, man?
Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Veterans Day to everyone.
Absolutely, it is. Another Veterans Day, man. Rock and roll, as you say, brother. Rock and roll. Hand clap to the veterans of war. Right? This is a good deal. Good deal. I got some hot brew right here. Some pretty decent. I got a medium brew today, man. I need the extra pep in the step. We got a lot to talk about too, because, and I want to start with this, the SoFi. Now, SoFi is a bank, right? It is a digital bank. I don't think there's do you know SoFi? LMFG, do you partake? I don't think there's a brick and mortar. I think it's all digital. Do you know what's going on, Tim? Welcome to the show, bro.
Right, I'm not 100% on it. I did brief about it, but I keep waiting for a Ripple Bank.
Yeah. Well,
you know, the digital banks, they're going to pop up all over the place.
Yeah. This one right here is allowing you to buy Solana and other cryptos via your checking account. I mean, it's pretty cool. We'll get into it. We'll get into the CEO, the Solana CEO, the lead guy. He talked about it for a minute and a half. He's very happy about it because Solana is going to be directly distributed to a lot of banking customers within this particular institution, essentially. So hand clap for that exposure. We do like that. I mean, that type of exposure is what we need now. As far as Bitcoin, I don't know if you heard this, brother, but they're trying to get this into a lot of POS systems. Bitcoin, BTC, the Bitster, right? It's very slow. I seen a post earlier. Somebody paid $50,000 for a single transaction. BTC in the midst of POS, is that even feasible, LMFG? What'd you take on that? Because it's really slow.
To me, definitely not. 100% not. The only way you're going to do that, you're going to go right back into traditional financing, and you're going to have to hold those Bitcoin funds on the side and use, like a wrapped Bitcoin for the purchase.
Right.
Then at the end of the day, the mainframe, all the computers will just go run through it, and there you go.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You're going to have reserves then, so you're defeating the purpose of blockchain.
Yeah, it's a discussion.
The purpose of DeFi.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. The original premise of Bitcoin was not to be wrapped into POS. It's very slow, very, very antiquated. And I think the foundation, they're going to have to fork this thing if they're really wanting to do this with Bitcoin. And this is where we're going. It's going to have to be forked. You're going to have a faster Bitcoin, more transactional capacity per transaction. I think you're going to need that. I could be wrong, but there's a big push for Bitcoin, BTC, right? Some say there's two different Bitcoins. I'm not too sure about that. I've heard that a lot for a long time. There's two different, variations of Bitcoin, But as far as POS, I don't think it belongs there. I really don't. But we'll see how this goes. But SoFi pioneers bank-based crypto trading. This is the headline here. Now, SoFi has become the first nationally chartered U.S. bank to launch cryptocurrency trading, guys. Services essentially allowing customers to buy and sell and hold Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and other digital assets directly with their banking application using, quote, FDIC insured accounts, unquote. Now, I want to talk about that after the FDIC situation, which is pretty interesting. Okay. Very interesting because as far as I know it, especially within the last year, the FDIC, this was the big problem, essentially when it comes to, DeFi intermingling with TradeFi banking, payments and things of that nature, customers moving crypto within banks in and out, POS. The FDIC was like, you know what? We don't want any part of this. It's too volatile. We don't want any part of this. Well, you have FDIC insured accounts that are going to be able to move, buy, sell, and hold. And this is a real bank in the United States, guys, regulated. FDIC is all of a sudden, they're good to go. So LMFG, what has happened, bro? Because this is a pretty big step for the FDIC to actually insure these particular, depositors and these banking customers of this pretty giant institution, right? And we're talking Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. These are slow movers. They're not as volatile as memes and some altcoins, but the FDIC, or they're being forced to do this. I don't know. What do you think? And we'll go ahead and switch to the Anatoly's remarks on it because he was pretty stoked.
Yeah, but my thing is where the fund's going to come. Where's that insurance money going to come from? I tell you, the insurance companies, they're in a disarray with Trump's stating that, hey, we're not going to give that cash directly to the insurance companies. We'll give it to the people, let them pay the premiums. There's all kinds of stuff's going to go on. Remember, insurance companies, they live on Wall Street. Follow the money.
Yes, they do.
Follow the money.
Yes, they do.
It's a smart move by them, jumping in there first before Ripple becomes a bank.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, so far,
move.
Well, here's the, I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and get me off the screen because I want to jump into this. And there we go. My button's not working. Boom. There we go. So this is SoFi, right? And as you can see here, we're going to get to Anatoly's remarks too, because he was really stoked about this. Of course, he's Solana CEO. Of course, he's very happy about this. Massive exposure across the board for Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin as well. They're going to be installing more crypto as well. ADA is coming. XRP is coming. Multiple stable coins. This is going to be available for these customers. That's the banking exposure. That's when crypto takes off. All right. That's when these altcoins take off. When an ordinary, a depositor can actually partake on a banking level, as we see here with SoFi and move, this through their checking accounts. This is when we take off. All right. This is when we take off. When you'll be able to use Dogecoin or ADA or AVAX to purchase a house. This is when we take off. Right. So this is SoFi, and this is a bank. Actually, it's a pretty decent website, right? This is a bank. Now, I don't know if there's brick and mortar involved. They do mortgage loans and things of that nature. These are pretty decent mortgage rates too for your 30-year. I don't see the 50-year LMFG. I don't see the 50-year mortgage listed here.
Try not to do that. Stay away. I'm telling you.
Wow.
Maybe, if an 18% interest rate like it was back in the 70s there or the 80s, maybe, but man. And then imagine how much you'd pay off on $100,000. It costs you $1 million in 50 years.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm not getting a 15-year car loan. Is that what the automobile he's proposing? Get the hell out of here, man.
Yeah, I think so. It's crazy.
XXI Gaming, what is up, brother? I hadn't seen you in a while. I hope everybody's doing good. By the way, I see Mom too. How you doing, Mom? I see you out there. Everybody, JR, I saw you too as well. Everybody is listening and is here. Loungers, everybody. I hope you guys are having a great day. XXI, what's up, brother? LMFG, this is, we're doing crypto. By the way, Bitcoin is sliding. We're going to get into the countdown too as well. Altcoin countdown. Look at the altcoin market. Get some analysis there as well. 103. We're sliding, guys. So we're definitely sliding. We'll get to that in a little bit. But we're going to get into Anatoly's remarks about, back to the 50-year mortgages. Jesus Christ. What the hell's going on, bro? What? I got to get your take before we move here. Actually, we'll slide over to Anatoly. What do we have here, brother? You know what? Let's go ahead and slide to this. I don't want to. That's a whole different niche. It's real estate. We'll leave it at that. All right. SoFi launching crypto trading. This is going to be the CEO of Solana. Let's see what he has to say here.
Nice to see you, sir, in person.
Good to see you as well.
Okay, so what's going on here? This is a big deal.
Yeah, this morning,
big deal for you.
It is a very big deal. It's a big day and a big milestone.
Huge.
Reverses the course of time.
It does.
We've wanted to be a one-stop shop for all your financial services needs, and one of the
Can you up the volume?
last 2 years was
No, unfortunately, is maxed
we were
out
not allowed to do that as a
on this
bank. It was
particular video.
permissible. But in March of this year, the OCC came out with an interpretive letter that it's now permissible for banks like SoFi to offer cryptocurrencies. So this morning we're launching as the only national bank, the first and only national bank, the opportunity to buy, sell, and hold cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana.
So I was going to ask, are we just talking about 3 for now?
We'll expand well beyond 3. It'll be...
And I have to correct myself. This is not the actual CEO of Solana. That is the SoFi CEO. And he said he's going to expand. They have 3 cryptos that I seen actually 4, but maybe he's mistaken there. But yeah, I digress.
Pretty broad assortment. We try to differentiate on being fast, having broad selection, great prices, ease of use. So we'll try to give members, SoFi members, as much selection as they would like.
And what's the difference between going through you and going through Coinbase or going through Robinhood or somebody else?
Yeah, there's a couple of really big differences. First, we're a nationally chartered bank, which means we have the infrastructure, the processes, the financial conditions.
Hey, I want to start right there. Did you hear that, guys? Nationally chartered bank. This is a big deal, right? So you have these 3, and I believe XRP is going to be in there as well. You have some stable coins available too. Nationally chartered. This is a legit situation. This is no BS. LMFG. This is a real bank. They're allowing people, deposits, like you said, every single member via their checking account access to cryptocurrency. The good ones, right? Not the memes, essentially, but the decent ones, top 5, right? LMFG, this is pretty big, bro. This is pretty big.
Quite here. What I would love to see, you are on their website and it says crypto coming soon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Join the wait list. I'd like to see how many people are on that wait list.
You know, the user base has grown exponentially. That's the TI word. Exponentially. The user base is massive at this point in time. They're probably having some serious issues with the onboarding of this. Website is still up, by the way, but this is massive. This is massive news. And then you have XRP, that banking system that's going to come online too pretty soon. Massive development.
That provides the safeguards that a consumer would expect from a bank, which is going to allow us to scale responsibly. The second thing is, because we are a one-stop shop, you can do all your banking, checking, and savings at SoFi, your borrowing, and your investing, and now crypto. And one of the unique things about that is when you come to SoFi and fund your crypto investments, you'll fund them in a SoFi checking and savings account. Mm-hmm. That checking and savings account's deposits earn interest.
Say that again. You're going to fund it with crypto?
You're going to fund
your checking account.
You're going to fund your checking account with cash.
Okay.
And then when you buy Bitcoin or Solana or Ethereum, the money will come straight out of your checking and savings account. So when you're not putting cash to work, it's not sitting in an account that earns no interest, and it's not sitting in an account that's not insured. So the money will sit in an FDIC insured account. Up to $2 million is what we offer. And when you buy, it will instantly withdraw from that account and send it to the marketplace.
So LMFG, your take, that is massive.
Here come all the old people. Everybody gonna say, okay, I can put it in there now.
Bro, that was massive.
All the people now don't trust it, and it's a scam and all that they've been brainwashed for the last 8 years with all the politicians and whatever. They were gonna say, oh, okay, now it's safe. Rock and roll.
Yeah, listen, man. This is great. This is great. Now, Solana was just added, so we're gonna get more now. A little bit more into this. Now, the phased rollout of the SoFi crypto aims to reach around 12.6 million users, guys, by the end of this year, with research showing that around 60% of the SoFi users prefer trading crypto with licensed, hear me out, that's the key word, licensed banks over exchanges due to compliance and trust factors, guys. So 60% of the user base actually prefer trading crypto via their bank. Obviously, they have to be licensed. And then here comes the Clarity Act. right? So, and mind you, CFTC is going to be the bearer of that situation, not the SEC. So we have clarity there as well. And this is very interesting, guys. So you have a lot of people that are like, you know what? We don't want anything to do with the SECs, decentralized exchanges. And if they don't want anything to do with decentralized exchanges, you know damn well they're not going to go with the decentralized exchanges because they're too complex for ordinary users that are not in our space. So with that being said, the banks are about to really, really sink their teeth into crypto. So far, it's probably the tip of the iceberg, if you will. But I have to tell you guys, this is very, very monumental, development here. Now, this milestone follows regulatory clarity from the OCC and FDIC in 2023 that enabled banks to engage in crypto custody and trading activities, reversing the Biden administration's initial discouragement of banks from entering the crypto space. Now, SoFi plans to expand its blockchain initiatives as well. SoFi is moving. Tip of the iceberg. Always remember that. SoFi plans to expand the blockchain initiative as well, beyond trading to include remittance, issuing its own USD stablecoin, guys, and offering crypto integrated lending products as well that allow customers to borrow against their digital asset holdings. So you remember, and bro, I've been saying this for weeks. You're going to have these banks and you're going to have DeFi actually merging outside of the crypto space, completely outside of the crypto space. This is happening, not within the space, outside of it. So that is a different form of DeFi than what we're used to. It's highly regulated, obviously, in charter banking systems, which is what we see here. LMFG, this is huge. Here comes the actual, guys, I can't even get it out. I'm so excited about this. There's going to be a wave of exposure within the next 4 years. And this is the tip. This is what it looks like. Your take, bro.
I would like to know, did SoFi join the 100 or so, I think it's up to, they wrote that letter to the OCC saying, do not let Ripple become a national bank. I wonder if SoFi is signed up on there, and then boom, they come out with this. I tell you, the ones
seriously
that come out with it first, the little ones, they may be able to wean off the BlackRocks and JP Morgans and UBS coming in and trying to buy them and squash them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're first in.
You think they're doing that? You think they're strong arming Ripple? They're blocking them? I mean, because the Ripple situation is a powerhouse.
Because just like these guys, they say it's out there, but you're on a wait list because they're scrambling, and I could imagine how many developers they got working on this and to make sure it's working, testing it, it's model office. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
They're going after it, and they must be close because they're stating it already.
Well, SoFi, yeah. No, absolutely. All of the altcoin ETFs that are upcoming are stakeable. That's already been approved. You have this SoFi situation, man, that's mad crazy. And you're going to be able to actually get yield as well. As he explained, you'll be able to convert your fiat. If you're not liking that yield, you can convert it into, some crypto and get that yield as well. Very interesting. Now,
very interesting and very exciting.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Because listen, 60% of these users was the SoFi users. That's a pretty large sample size. They prefer using their bank over centralized and decentralized exchanges. Now, that's not going to kill the SECs and the DEXs. It's not going to kill them, obviously. What's going on, Raval? Welcome to the member group. Raval, I think that is. Hopefully, I'm not pronouncing. Ravel, I think it is. Welcome to the member group. Glad to have you. LMFG, very interesting. Now, here are some pretty big players that are going to follow the lead. Now, industry analysts expect major financial institutions, including Charles Schwab, the Schwab family, Morgan Stanley, and PNC to follow SoFi's lead with their own cryptocurrency offerings, signaling a broader integration of digital assets into traditional banking services. Hand clap to that. Very, very interesting. Love it. Love it. Love it. Yeah, I'm loving this, bro. I'm loving this. So let's go ahead and get into some altcoin news. Let's go and get into it. Now, as we move to this, guys, Bitcoin, we are falling. Unfortunately, we are dipping almost 2.5% down within the hour. And I know you guys can see this, man. I'm going to zoom right into the last 4 hours. And, well, let's go ahead and zoom in. Let's go ahead and go to the 9th, all the way up into the point that we have here today. And we've seen this rise here in the Bitcoin chart. We saw that over the weekend, over the last a couple of days here. Very bullish sentiment at LMFG. We got from the House, from the Senate, government shutdown. We don't know yet how the House vote is going to turn out, but I don't think we're going to have a problem there. What do you think? We're going to get this government open, and we'll get people to work. We'll get those $2,000 dividend checks. I don't know if it's going to be a check, but what you take, and we'll get into the market, altcoins and prices and things of that nature.
Yeah, 100%. This is going to go through. It's really a crying shame to me. Oh, they got to fly everybody in. These guys ain't even at work for the last month.
Absolutely.
They should have been there.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, and then I do believe probably tomorrow, once they all, now they're going to just, all the Democrats are going to drag their feet. Watch. Because, there was no flights. Got canceled.
It's crazy.
Whatever. It's a joke.
Well, you can definitely blame because the air traffickers, they're like, screw you. Trump was like, get to work. And I think that was a horrible way to talk to people who hadn't got, their check. So, he was like, get to work. We need these flights going. It was a horrible way to communicate to people who are struggling. But I digress from that. We do have a vote, right, in the Senate. It's in the House. Bitcoin is really struggling, guys. Now, we're looking at 103,000. I wish it was 130,000. Within a week, 2% up, 2.5% up. But currently we are sliding. We massive selling, guys. 2 huge sales. We did get some selling from BlackRock. That is what's really, really, really shaking the actual pond here, because they are in heavy. We know Michael Saylor, he continues to buy. He's really pissing off that MicroStrategies, strategies, investor base. They're really upset with that guy, but he continues to buy. He doesn't give a damn. Even though he's a I think he's a minority shareholder. He's a minor guy now. I don't think he even has the power to move, mountains anymore, because he sold a lot of his shares. But he continues to dictate the buyership of Bitcoin in that particular reserve. There are other reserves that came online as well. But as you can see, ETF actually moves the mountains. And this is what's moving the Bitcoin mountain, the ETFs. Sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's negative, but this is what's moving Bitcoin, but it's actually keeping it above 100K. As I always say, you remove the ETF vehicle and we're at 60K easily. So this is where we're headed. This is basically what we're going to be doing. This thing is going to be bouncing from 100K all the way up to 107. That is going to be that particular bandwidth of movement when it comes to Bitcoin all the way through this year. I think once we do get into 2026, third quarter, right, when everything levels out, we get past all of these elections, I think that's when you're going to see the actual truth when it comes to Bitcoin and the price points. Now, as far as Ethereum, let's go ahead and move into the rest of them, and then we'll get back to Bitcoin. I got some other things I want to talk about too as well, especially what came out of China when it comes to the potential of a U.S. hack. That they're saying that our government, the United States, has stolen a lot of their Bitcoin. We got to get into that report because that's very interesting. Right after the trade talks, which is pretty positive, and then you get this news of a U.S. hack into a China Bitcoin, holder, a wallet of some sort that they're claiming that the U.S. hacked into. I don't know. It's very crazy. But let's move on. $3,400. We see Ethereum cruising right along. This thing is below 4K. Pretty bearish for a lot of long-term holders, you angel holders. But on the week, you do see some retracing back upwards. Following Bitcoin is what we're saying here. That's it. It's a lot of trailing of the Bitcoin. We're going to move to XRP, $2.42 down from $2.55. Did perch up to $2.55. We're down $2.42. You did see $4 million worth of XRP unlocked. A lot of people were saying that was going to be recirculated back into the actual lockers. Usually It's $1 billion, if I'm not mistaken, when it comes to the escrow situation. Am I right, LMFG? Usually it's $1 billion that's unlocked.
Yeah, $1 billion a month.
Okay, so you just got 4 million. That really pissed a lot of people off, but that's way less than what is usually unlocked, and usually that is recirculated back into the fold. We got a lot of token unlocks too that are happening. We'll talk about that too. That's going to affect, and I think that's what's happening with a lot of the alts, the actual alts that are in that RWA sector. Huge unlocks. You got a linear unlock that is about to occur this week as well. Massive unlock there as well. That's going to dip linear L2 blockchain down pretty bit. I think a lot of people are very upset about that, but that creates opportunities for people to DCA, in my opinion. As long as the situation is good, as long as there's development, everything is going well, there's innovation there. Those are DCA opportunities when you see these unlocks, in my opinion. Sometimes it doesn't go well, but it is what it is. A lot of sell pressure ensues after these unlocks, and we'll get to those really important ones as well. Tron 29 cents, Bitcoin 17 cents, did actually fall 88. LMFG 88, 56 cents. I thought this was actually going to get up to 95 cents. We didn't get there. We are actually moving down really close to 55 cents. What's your take on that? We don't really worry about ADA, but a lot of the long-term holders are very squeamish right now. They want that dollar, and we know why they want that dollar, right? What's your take on this? 56 cents. Cardano.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of crazy with all the good things that are going on there. And like I said, this is a third version. It's still in the work and it's coming. And I don't know. It's people, you know what it is? I think the staking rewards.
You think that's what it is?
That's why it's not being utilized, because hell, if you had 100,000 of these things at 5 cents and you just let it sit there, now you got 250,000 of them over the last 6-7 years. You know what I'm saying? So just that alone, so it's at 50 cents, you could be peeling off money like there's no tomorrow, and it's nothing out of your pocket that you put into it. I don't know. Why else? Because it's not being utilized for the DeFi that it's capable of. The projects aren't being built on it and stuff. And Hoskinson's been going off on that. I mean, he there's over $1.2 billion sitting there for grants, and nobody's doing anything with it. And he put that in there himself. It's like 1.8 billion ADA sitting there. It's crazy. And then you have $12 billion worth of ADA that is staked. So
it's a lot, yeah.
So that doesn't go under the TVL. I don't get it. Well, you'll see. It'll happen once Leos goes live, and then everybody realizes does 1 million transactions a second. Yada yada yada. Oh, hey, look at this. I guess I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it's a very interesting situation that we have here. I was looking at something else that just popped up too. We got to get to that too as well. I don't worry about Cardano. I don't think a lot of people are worried about that. I think you got some newbies that jumped in up top. And
I tell all my family and friends, dude, at 5, 10, 15 years, you still got Cardano. That thing's still around. It will be worth a couple $100, just like all of them. Like I said, they're all going to wind up leveling out. All the chains that are going to be there have utility. They'll all be the same price.
Yeah, I agree.
It'll be good. It's like anything. You gotta wait. It's patience. You wait. You invest in something. 20 years later, go look at it. Rock and roll. You'll be very happy.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like the Coinbase coin. The stock coin. When people bought that, it was evaluation was outstanding, and a lot of people are like, I never should have bought Coinbase coin. Well, they just launched a legitimate launch pad, right? And everybody's trying to buy the coin again. And I'm talking the Coinbase stock. Because of this launch pad, a legitimate launch pad. And you have an offering. We were talking about this earlier before we went live. Monad, I think it is. That is a layer 1 blockchain startup that is being offered right now on the launch pad. We're going to get into that in a little bit, because I thought this launch pad, this Coinbase launch pad, is going to shake up everything, because it's legitimate. Forced doxing, like we were talking about, bro. We're going to get into that after we get out of this countdown. Now, Hyperliquid, $39. This thing is slated to go well over $100 next year. as well as Aster slated to go pretty north of $5. Now, if CZ keeps buying and selling it and pumping and dumping, I don't think Aster's going to get anywhere near $1. I'm sorry, $2, but we'll see. We'll see. Chainlink, $15. Great buy for Chainlink. I love Chainlink. Bitcoin Cash, that is going to be in the SoFi Bank offering as well. I think Bitcoin Cash is I think that's the one that should be in the POS system. What do you think, bro? Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin.
Yeah, you have that. And then there's also, and I seen somebody made the comments on in the YouTube. I go back and forth and try to keep up. BSV. I don't know if you ever
I think Tim said that. Yeah.
Yes, very, very viable, but I don't know. I think he said it too. Like, I went in and joined your discords and stuff. I don't know. I see a lot of people fighting and
yeah. We see a lot. Reddit is on fire with this. Yeah, a lot of people on Reddit. There's a lot of Reddit groups are like, what is Bitcoin doing on POS? I totally get it. No, it's Reddit, obviously, but it's a good point. What are we doing? There's so many other coins you can use, other variations like Bitcoin Cash, which is $200 a year ago. It's at 508. Crazy. Stellar is another option as well. 28, that's that OG XRP infrastructure, the skeletal remains of XRP. Shall we say that? Shall we say that? We do have a great ledger update, I think, that's coming up too as well. But Stellar XLM is a great situation. 28 cents. And then you have Zcash. We got some Zcash news too as well. $487. One of the CEOs is like, you know what? Don't trade Zcash. It's a hold and a shield. It's not a trade. I think that the devs are getting a little squeamish about all of this actual exposure. They don't like it. There's been some things on X, I'm not going to talk about, that have been posted that really caused a lot of issues as well. But it's still $487 LMFG. This OG privacy protocol, huge run up, 90% within the past 7 days. That thing is hidden. And it did bring up a lot of other privacy protocols as well. So this is Zcash is like the Bitcoin of the privacy protocols right now, pulling up all of those privacy protocols with it. So Tether 18 cents did slide back from that high off the ETF run. Litecoin back up over 100, and Sui just actually, let's go ahead and talk about Sui. As we get to the last bit of here, let's go ahead and Monero is one of those privacy protocols that were pulled up by Zcash as well. That is OG, up 9%. AVAX, big deal going forward as well. $17 is a good buy. But Sui at $2. Now, you had a major partnership with crypto.com. Did you catch that, brother?
Yeah, I did.
Now, this is pretty significant, a partnership. Now,
that's your green candle right there. That news.
Absolutely. Did you see that? I know you guys see that. It's huge. Now, you did have another one as well, but you were riding at around 220 when you had a massive sell-off this morning. So now, it's not going to kill the situation, but it was a considerable amount of money that was moving out of Sui. Now, this crypto.com partnership basically is going to solidify the compliance level when it comes to the offerings, and they're going to offer that compliance shield for the particular coin. They're calling it a token. It's not a token, guys. Sui is a coin, right? Exchange of medium. This is a blockchain coin, and it's going to have that shield of compliance. This is basically what it is. And this is what it's going to be, an official offering for customers and things of that nature. That compliance shield that a lot of these exchanges are going to be able to offer these coins that decentralized exchanges will not be able to do. It's literally that simple. And if you look at what SoFi just did, I think a lot of these devs are going to have to move their actual coinage and their tokens to these particular compliance shields. Essentially, this is what I'm calling banks now for these legitimate coins and tokens. They're compliance shields now. So I believe you're probably going to see Sui offered on SoFi for those users as well. So this is what you have. And in crypto.com, I think they're partnered and they're very, very close with Trump and World Liberty Finance infrastructure as well. Listen, this is where we're going. LMFG. Legitimacy is here. The time is here. The Clarity Act will be passed. This came from Trump. They're going to get all that crypto legislation. I think Lumens actually posted this profusely last week. All this language is going to be passed and signed into law before Christmas. Guys, this is essentially what they're saying. Before December 2025. 25th, St. Nick's Day. This is when we're going to have it. It's going to be coming down the chimney. It's going to be wrapped tightly for us. And, hopefully the government will be going. The end of the fourth quarter may end up in the green. We may end up in the green. What's your take on that, bro? Do you think we're going to end up in the green? I don't know.
I do, because I think what's going to happen, he's going to drop a quarter point, and if he drops a half a point, then huge. He turns on the money printer. CPI numbers come out Friday. Government's open. All the ETFs are going to get open.
Right.
And then I don't know if you've seen the thing about CLSQ.
No, you have to.
Wise Key, they just signed up. So
I didn't catch that.
The next, I don't know what the hell, his big rocket goes up, sending up the satellites. They're putting H-bar up there. They're putting H-bar up on these satellites. Yeah.
Really? Why are we doing that?
CLSQ is a subsidiary.
What?
No, I'm telling you, remember what I said.
Who are they advertising to in space, bro? That's all I want to know.
2 years ago, you got to realize that 2 years ago, all of these guys, Hoskinson, the guys from H-Bar, Ripple, XRP, they all met, and now Musk probably didn't want to get totally into it, and so they're letting WiseKey do this, and they started a subsidiary, and it's called CLSQ.
Oh, okay.
And it's I just brought it up. It's going up on the next Falcon 9 rocket on January 14th. That was their first that they sent up. That was the first that they sent up this year for the testing. So I just dove in deeper on AI mode. We'll see. It's maybe too much. That's probably a whole space for you, brother.
Damn. Yeah,
here's H-bar sitting at 18 cents. So, and the same thing with the XRP news, or the DTCC lists them, and then it goes down in price. This is manipulation, guy. To the
absolutely.
This is 100%.
Absolutely.
Everybody just sit back and hold DCA on the little dips if you got a couple bucks. Otherwise, just hold what you got. If you can hold for 5-10 years from now, my God, you're going to be very happy. Invest some money, start a company, though. Don't just go buy Lamborghinis and boats.
You better buy some land. You know me, bro. I'm always talking about
buy that land, baby. That's it.
Buy some dirt. You know what I'm saying? That's the best advice I can give you, especially if you hit a windfall in crypto. You better buy some dirt. And you better buy something that's mineral rich as well. That's how you start.
And you know me, I'm a clown and ammunition.
Yo, hey, hell yeah. Absolutely. That may be number 2. That may be number 2, but I mean, you got to buy some dirt, man. You can always buy cars and shit. Buy some dirt, build on your land, right? Homes or whatever, build you a homestead, Don't waste your money on Lambos. That's probably the worst investment on this planet is a Lamborghini or a Land Rover or any type of car, right? Especially 2025 and 2026s. You can barely get 50,000 miles out of those things. And then they got a nerve to start 15-year loans on that crap. Listen, that's a whole nother niche. You got me started. Okay, so before we get into these the Bitcoin situation with China, because it's really interesting. Ethereum, this is an interesting headline that just popped. And I'm going to throw Ethereum's chart up while I read this, because this is not good. This is really, really interesting to me. Now, here's a headline. Ethereum sees first sustained validator exit since proof of stake shift from the POW. It's not good. It's not good, guys. If you understand what I'm saying here. Ethereum validator count has dropped around 10% LMFG since July, returning to the April 2024 levels with current active validators at 990,000 on today. This is actually recorded today. Now, this is actually post the validator onboarding a price, which was greatly decreased by Vitalik. Now, the decline marks the first significant validator exit since the network transitions from proof of work to proof of stake. And that was in the 2022 of September. Now, amid record high exit Quay. Waiting times now around 37 days for exiting. So you have to wait almost a month and a half just to get out of this situation. Now, I think a lot of it is they want their money. You know, you got to stake a lot of ETH. So they want their ETH. These guys want out. Now, large institutional validators like Kalin have withdrawn significant amounts of Ethereum, guys, contributing to the backlog and consolidation under the new MagCB rule, which allows larger validator sizes. Now, ETH price has fallen roughly 25% from its summer high of around $4,900. LMFG, did you know that ETH almost got up to 5K? I think I missed that. I didn't know it was there. It was very close to $5,000. I missed that. Now, with staking yields dropping to around 8.6%, around 2023 May, it is about 2.9% at this point in time, guys. Reducing staking profitability. So there it is. You have this, now listen, you have the same thing going on with the Bitcoin miners as well. Mind you, that's their proof of work, but you have a profitability factor there that is decreasing for the miners. Now, this is proof of stake. You have the same issue with ETH right now. Profitability. It is down. Welcome to the show, Tracy. Hope you're having a great day. Now, you have not only Bitcoin mining profitability down considerably, now you have an ETH problem. And it's not even proof of work. This is proof of stake, guys. Reduced staking profitability. Down in the dirt. LMFG, what's your take? This is not good. This is not good. Especially if you're a staker. Especially if you are a validator. This is definitely not good. I think we lost LMFG on that. So
No, I'm here. I don't know. Like I said, it's just going to take time, man. We need the Clarity Act. We need a lot of things to happen for all this shit to get cleaned up.
Absolutely. Well, I don't know if the Clarity Act is going to help this profitability situation right here, because with Bitcoin, you have an energy versus profit issue there, where the energy levels, the energy actual, bills, electricity bills, mind you, are a lot higher than they were 5 to 6 years ago. And you have profitability issues that are a lot lower. So that particular spread is a negative situation. And then you see this with ETH as well. You got a lot, dude, that's a lot of validators that want out. Dude, and I never, the explanation is pretty interesting, but I get it, ETH, the burn is low. I think what is the GUI with Ethereum right now? Let me go back here.
I'm not sure, but I hear what you're saying, but I don't know. It's crazy, brother. We'll get there. It's just going to take time. And the power thing, I think it's going to wind up being a lot less decentralized.
You think so?
Yeah. With Bitcoin, it's almost inevitable. What happens in the next halving? What happens in the next halving? Where do they go down to 1.5 Bitcoin?
What the hell did they put the GUI at?
Those block. Now, the paper and everything says that there's going to be more blocks closed, and it's going to be, as it's going to snowball the usage, and there'll be more blocks. I don't see it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy, and that's why all the talk about, like you said, doing this hard fork with this thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy. Or does it really become that piece of gold? You know what I mean? Does it go to $1 million? Then who gives a shit? Then it's okay. Well, it takes me a year. I get one block. I'm covered. Right?
Yeah. But listen, bro. Listen, let me tell you. By the way, I want to touch on that because it's very interesting what you said. But we gotta debate that.
Your firsthand experience. I have no idea. I never built never done this. I never did any mining.
Well, let me tell you, bro. That $1 million, that sounds great, but I got to tell you, there's something that comes with that, and that's difficulty ranges that go through the roof, because the difficulties are going to go through the roof for those miners as well. The hash rates are going to have to be very, very extraordinary, and that is going to cause them to use more energy. You're going to have to buy more rigs to keep up, to make money. More rigs, more money, just to compete with the difficulty ranges of that at that particular price point would be phenomenal. So when you're looking at the ETH gas, the GUI. I found it. CoinMarketCap is screwing up their website, but I digress from that. The GUI is abysmal. It is sub, and a lot of people are like, oh, it's because of the mergers, because of the upgrades, man. Everything is cheap. BS. That's a bunch of BS. ETH has to burn in order to be profitable for a lot of holders, especially if you're staking. That burn is very minimal because of the transactional rate. The memes are gone, right? Everything's gone to Solana, AVAX, Sui, things of that nature. All that traffic is gone. Uniswap is its own entity right now. They have their own coin, their own thing. They're not sharing revenue with ETH anymore. So it's pretty flatline at this point in time. Now, ETH is not going anywhere. Don't get me wrong. But that GUI 0.12, that is not good for the burn. That is not good for profitability. I'll just leave it at that. This is why you have the mass exodus, the mass validator exodus right now. All right. Down considerably. People are trying to get out of that situation. A lot of validators. And that is a big conglomerate. That is a big firm that is removing itself from that validator group. All right. It is in queued up pretty strongly there. So now I think you heard me, LMFG, when it comes to that $1 million Bitcoin, there's a lot that comes with that, right? Especially with the miners. They're going to have to work a whole lot harder when that thing hits a million. And then you bring it in POS, my God, something has to change, guys. And I know this is technical, but Bitcoin has to be forked. It ain't going to work as is. Especially if you're talking about getting this thing up to $1 million. A lot of these institutions don't get it. They don't understand the core aspects. They don't understand the technicalities and what has to partake on a proof of work consensus level to get to $1 million. The Bitcoin is not built for this. And they want to turn it and implant it into POS? Are you kidding me? At this current state? It's not going to work. It's too slow. I'm going to show you guys something. This transaction here. This is crazy. Let me show you guys this. Now, this is an actual transaction that took place yesterday, actually. Now, this is crazy. This is Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin. Now, they want to turn Bitcoin into POS, used for transactions, everyday life. Buying Bitcoin, fuel and loaves of bread and things of that nature. It ain't going to happen in its current state, guys. It's too slow, too expensive. And a lot of the store owners, can you imagine the line in the store trying to use Bitcoin to buy everyday goods? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, guys. So we need to stop that. It has to be forked, or you have to use things like you guys are talking about in the chat, Bitcoin Cash variations, right? Litecoin, I think, is the best bet for that. This timestamp was yesterday, 7 hours ago. I'm sorry, not 7 hours ago, but it was on the 10th, 10:47:12. It's going to be it. What's up, Selma? What's going on, brother? The fee for this transaction was $105,000. Okay.
Do you know how much the transaction was?
It said it was 99 million stats. So the fee rate was 452 stats, 452,000 stats. The actual amount, I believe, was well over $1 million. It had to be, bro. I can't imagine something that was below 100K that cost $105,000 to move. That actual details were not. I would have to actually look up the transaction rate to actually the actual transaction ID to actually get that information. But I think we can round this up. I think we can actually, wing this one. $105,000 fee. I'm pretty sure this is over $1 million transaction. I'm pretty sure. This had an overpaid tag on it. Can you guys see that? This is just bad, and this is the nature of it. This is what people don't really see on chain. The fees that are associated with Bitcoin are astronomical, especially when you have large sums of transactions. Now, I know they did the OP, return upgrade, which is about to be rolled back. I talked about that last week. That increased the transactional capacity. That added the actual ability to add text and images. So they're going to roll that back. And I think that the actual capacity level increased from 80 bytes to well over 100,000 bytes. They're trying to roll that back. So, it's crazy. It's really crazy. A lot of people in the comments are saying this isn't a fee. This is winning. This is the winning bid in a global auction for a permanent immutable slot on the most valuable ledger in history. Whatever. Whatever. It says you're seeing a cost. The network is seeing proof of value. This is $105,000. Is the market screaming how valuable this block space is? This is delusional behavior right here. This is a network security budget working perfectly. Do you agree with that? I don't know.
100% not. No, it's crazy. Again, Bitcoin's going to wind up being a store of value, or I don't know, be crazy to say, or it goes away. I don't know. Or you fork it. Those are your three options.
You got to fork it. Yeah.
With Bitcoin, period. If you're going to try to using it for the bank,
you got to fork it. Yeah. Yeah, for real. This guy right here, proof of pay. This is his Twitter page. That was delusional thinking, bro. It's not what it is. Now, I think Zolo got it right. He says, that's not a transaction fee. That is a donation to the miners' retirement fund. I think he's right on that.
That's perfect.
That's what that is, man. This is Bitcoin. This is what they want to implant into POS. Listen, I love Bitcoin, but it ain't built for this, guys. BitDCA, he says, someone just donated a small Tesla to a mining pool. Absolutely. So this is your Bitcoin at work. This is what they want to do. It is what it is. It is what it is. I want to get to the Zcash news. This is very interesting. Now, we talked about the Zcash situation, right? Now, I thought this is pretty interesting that the Zcash devs are really, really fighting back on the notion of this getting to $10,000, which it'll never get to $10,000. But this is what Arthur Hayes keeps posting. Well, it kind of got the devs a little frailed up. Now, admit the actual correction down to around $483. Arthur Hayes tweeted this. He says, Zcash, we need to... Okay, so this is what he tweeted. He said, Arthur Hayes posted on X, highlighting the two outcomes for Zcash. Either it goes, this is a quote, either it goes to 10K or $10, unquote. Now, Thor Torrens, which is a dev, he comes out and says, Zcash is not a trade. It is a buy and a shield. This is what he wrote. This is days ahead of the actual dip. Now, privacy protocol, big time deal, guys. This thing actually pulled up a number of other privacy protocols as well. I talked about earlier, Monero, Dash, Decree, ZK Sync, which is a really good one. Pirate Chain, which doesn't sound like something I would use. I don't think I'm going to use Pirate Chain. That's a red flag for the feds there. But I digress from that. They are correcting LMFG. Zcash dev is coming out and saying, stop shilling it, essentially. It's not going to go to $10 and it's not going to go to 10K. Or is this a legitimate cry to kind of pull away from all the hype? Get back to legitimacy. What you take?
Yeah, in a way, I agree, because like I tell you, I help all, I like 20 family and friends, right? And I was talking to a couple the other night, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're doing this," and they're into USCR. Oh yeah, I'm going all. So he tells me dive into it. I look at it. I says, "Yeah, it could be viable, but at the same time, this could be an easy rug pull." I said, "Remember, these are lottery tickets. Be careful. Don't look at it to get rich. Look at utilities. Is it viable? Is it going to be there in 5 years and 10 years from now?" And that's what everybody's got to look into, because this is the very beginning of the next generation of the internet, all finance, all logistics, all healthcare records. I mean, on and on and on. This is where it's going. 100%, guys. I seen it go from the mainframes to the computers, and here we are going to blockchain now. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. Hand clap. I love it. Hand clap to it. We love it. I love it. Now, and that's great advice too as well. But I think I agree with the devs. Chill out with it. Arthur, Naval, just chill out. It's okay. We're good. This thing is about to correct too. So if you did get into it, if you did buy hopefully you didn't buy the top of Zcash, guys. Hopefully you did not, because it's about to correct. And hopefully you're getting out of the way. Currently, guys, Bitcoin, liquidations, last 24 hours. Liquidations have been kind of tamed, today. You know, roughly $446 million total liquidations up to this point, 140,000 traders. That's a lot of traders that lost money. I know James Nguyen, he keeps getting liquidated and he posts, he's a very proud liquidator. Every time he gets liquidated, he champions it. You know, he's toasting to losing money. This guy must be loaded. That guy, now I was told he gets all his money from referrals from the actual futures platforms that he endorses. That's where that money is coming from. He must have a lot of referrals because that's what he's using. That is not really his money. He's using a little bit of his money, but I was told by an anonymous individual that he is using referral money to do his trades. And apparently he's linked into a lot of KOL referral, situations with a lot of futures platforms and perpetuals. And he promotes them and he gets referral kickbacks. Is that genius? I don't know. LMFG, is that the way to play the game? Play the game with other people's money? I don't know. Is that the new game? I don't know. He's losing a lot. I don't know. What's your take on that?
Yeah, it's I don't. Again, some of this stuff I just am flabbergasted at what I see go on, and the changes to fight. And I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand it at times.
Yeah, it's weird.
It really is off the wall to me.
Now we got to get to this, man. We got to get to this. Now, this is what I was telling you guys about earlier. This is the breaking deal. Now, I hate to see this. I don't want to see this. We just made a trade deal with China. By the way, they're going heavy in on Bitcoin and gold as well. I saw Jay said he's buying gold. I don't blame him. We are at $102,000 now. Bitcoin is actually dumping pretty profusely. Large sales that are coming in. You have some buying of the deal, but I'm seeing some large selling. And a lot of it is coming from the ETFs as well. By the way, BlackRock, they're going to be selling some Bitcoin to make up for that $150 million loss that they took on a private line of credit that they sent to a home builder. They just filed bankruptcy. That's $150 million. Now, this is a cumulative situation that's going to occur throughout the next 4 months when it comes to BlackRock and their real estate ventures. They delved out a lot of loans to a lot of home builders and improvers, conglomerates, and they can't pay their loans, guys. So this is going to hit BlackRock. Now, do they supplement those losses with the sales of their Bitcoin reserves? I don't know. They're selling a lot of Bitcoin. And I think a lot of it has to do with what's going on with their private credit market. It's collapsing, but I digress. And the only reason why I'm bringing that up is because they're heavily involved in Bitcoin strategic reserves. They're heavily involved in the actual trafficking of Bitcoin right now. They own a major fund. And it is what it is. But this is a whole nother issue right here. Now, I want to get into the nuances of it, and we'll get into an article that's basically saying, not so fast. The U.S. did not take this Bitcoin. Now, China has accused the U.S. of stealing $13 billion LMFG of Bitcoin tied to the 2020 Labuan mining pool hack. This is a mining pool hack per the new report. This is all over the place now. Now, China's CVERC says a state level group did the actual 2020 hack, and the United States seizure was part of the same operation. Now, United States officials are like, nah, we didn't do it, bro. We did not do it. What are you talking about? They dispute the claims, calling the seizure unlawful. The Bitcoin arms race has begun, quote unquote. Now, a lot of people in the comments are saying, this guy, he was saying, no public chain of custody and no transparent forensics. So this reads like a geopolitics novel, unquote. Franco says, the heck, those are my Bitcoin. The heck, no one, they are mining. I don't know. That's broken English right there. A lot of people are like calling BS on this. Now, let's get to this article because apparently there is no credible evidence for this particular accusation. This is kind of big, guys. And I hope this is not related to the government, to the leader of China, because we just had a beautiful meeting. Him and China shook hands. Trump shook hands. Donald shook hands with the president there, and we were supposed to have a trade deal. Everything is good. I hope this doesn't derail that, because as far as we know right now, there are no credible evidence that states U.S. government hacked Chinese Bitcoin wallets to steal $13 billion worth of BTC. Before we get there, LMFG, that's a pretty good amount. 13 bill BTC, that's a lot. What you take before we get into this? Because apparently there are no credible evidence. Obviously, there's no credible evidence. What you take, bro? Are you believing this? It's making news.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know, man. And like you said, 13 billion, that ain't no chump change.
That's a lot of Bitcoin, brother.
Anything with wallets on blockchain, they'll find out what's going on.
Yikes.
Now, did the U.S. seize that?
Well, they're saying they're saying they stole it, bro. The hack that they're saying
they stole it, and the United States, the DOJ is saying, "Oh no, that because I don't know, it was AML laws they were broken or something."
Well, the U.S. is saying
the Lubians. They're saying there was something fishy going on there, and that's why they did that.
Well, the DOJ is
100%.
The DOJ is saying weak keys and murky attribution. Now, it's not our fault, guys. Somebody clicked the wrong link. That's what they're saying. Basically, they're saying someone clicked the wrong links. We didn't do it. You clicked the airdrop link, you lost your Bitcoin. Not our fault. Let's get into this now. China's National Computer Virus Emergency Response. So that's what that stands for. CNCVER. That's one hell of an acronym. China's National Computer Virus Emergency Response. What the hell is that? Center. Just accused the United States of carrying out the 2020 Lubian Bitcoin exploit. However, Western, now this may be payback for the Lazarus Group and what they do to us on a consistent basis. I hadn't seen anything about the Lazarus Group in a while, but however, Western research ties the event to a wallet random number flaw and does not name a state actor. So open source forensics on this particular situation, on this drain, essentially, there was a wallet drain, lots of Bitcoin. The core facts of this episode are now well documented across open sources. According to Arkham Intelligence, which is a great intelligence platform as well, approximately 127,000 BTC guys were moved out of the wallets associated with the Lubian mining pool over a period of about 2 hours. That was a quick drain, guys. Bitcoin is very, very slow. So this is a pretty decent, speedy exodus of Bitcoin from this particular wallet. Now, this happened on I think December 28th through the 29th there, through coordinated withdrawals across hundreds of addresses. Now, obviously a mixer was used. Let's continue. This is very interesting, LMFG. According to the MilkSat research team and CVE 2023 39910, you can actually look this up. They have all the data. Those wallets were created with software that seeded MT19937 with only 32 bits of entropy, which reduced the search space to approximately 4.2 billion seeds and exposed batches of P2SH-P2WPKH addresses. And this is a brute force attack, essentially, guys. This is very technical. Just to sum this up in a nutshell, this is a brutal attack on this particular situation. Brute force, right? Interesting. Now, MilkStat's update number 14 links a cluster holding roughly 136,000 BTC. That was drained beginning 2012-28, which is 2020, to the Lubian.com through on-chain mining activities, and documentations have stated that the fixed 70,000 stat fee, there's a large fee again, guys. Even the hackers lose money. Even when they hack Bitcoin, they lose money because of the fees. It's crazy. This actually swept the transactions profusely. Now, BlockScope has reconstructed all of this, and this is crazy. Now, regarding arbitration, technical teams that first identify the flaw and trace the actual flows do not claim knowledge of who executed the actual 2020 drain. Now, the DOJ, the complaint map on the actual Lubian situation, they're stating the same thing as well. And again, I'll tell you, this is an actual internal issue with keys. This is an exploit that they had nothing to do with it. This is a wallet drain, anonymous. They don't even know who did it. They said, and obviously they don't. This is done well. MilkSat has repeatedly said and they refer to it as an actor who discovered an exploit within the private keys, guys, stating that they do not know the identity of the actor. Of course they don't. Arkham Blockscope describes the entity as a Lubian hacker focused on a method of scale. Epileptic and TRM confines their claims to tracing and to the match between 2022 outflows and the DOJ seizures as well. DOJ seizures as well. So I got to tell you guys, this was a nasty hack. But blaming it on the US, I think it's a stretch. And I'm not going to go into the technicalities. It'll just bore you guys. But just know this is a very nasty hack. Lots of Bitcoin, multiple addresses used, multiple mixers as well. Pretty interesting situation. Now, does this Bitcoin hit the market? This is the burning question, guys. Does this Bitcoin actually hit the market? I don't think so. I don't think so. As far as I've read, and there's another article I'm not going to get into because it's very technical about the forensics. A lot of this is being blocked from actually even being moved at this point in time. But as far as blaming the US for the hack, where is it, right? It hasn't been sold. So as far as I know, it's very interesting. Lots of BTC. If it does hit the market, LMFG, this is going to leave a stain. This is going to leave a stain on the chart. Can you imagine 13 billion flash sold? I'm pretty sure, the EFT vehicle will be able to actually absorb a lot of this. But I think we go below 100K for a bit. What's your take on that? 13 bill dumped on the market. I think we go below 100K for just a little bit.
Yeah, that would definitely be a big dip. Sailor will wake right up.
This would be Michael Saylor's worst nightmare. He's already under a lot of pressure. This would be his worst nightmare.
I still think his days are numbered over there.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now I want to get to this Bitcoin news as well, because we were talking about this earlier. And I told you, Cynthia Lumens has been really talking about this. This is Cynthia Lumens here, Bitcoin. I think she's a Bitcoin maxi, LMFG. I really do. I think she holds a big bag of Bitcoin because she's been really championing the situation. She's been leading the charge. Big time spokesperson. Here's this announcement. And I talked about the POS aspect, and they're throwing it into these terminals, Bitcoin, mind you, with these amazing fees of transfer. Following the announcement, here's this, that Square now enables all merchants to use in its point of sale terminal Bitcoin. Now, this is Senator Lumens, which I don't think she really understands the core aspects of it. This is her quote. Seems like it's past time for a reasonable de minimis exemption. As a fellow coffee drinker, this only makes sense, unquote. Now, so this is obviously this Square, buying coffee with Bitcoin. LMFG, if you even had the opportunity, would you use Bitcoin to buy a cup of coffee?
No, not at all. And again, like I said, you can't right now unless you're going to go back into traditional finance and you have reserves and you clear your books on a daily basis, whatever. It ain't going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. I love Bitcoin, but we really need to get real about this. Do we really want to crack this storage of wealth? Do we really want to fork Bitcoin? It changes the game. And then you're going to have the POW version sitting as an orphan, just like ETH POW is sitting around. Ethereum still runs. The proof of work Ethereum, that's still running. And it's weird. It's really weird. You have a lot of duplicate platforms still that, everything is spliced and bifurcated, but it's still running. That's what's going to happen to be a Bitcoin if they fork it. The POW is still going to be running. It's going to be very weird. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Now, I mentioned the Coinbase situation. There is a launch pad that has launched. You have a rebranding that's going on with KuCoin. A lot of the exchanges are going to be rebranding, guys. And I want to talk about this as we're going to put Bitcoin up as this the last story. I'm going to put Bitcoin up because I want you guys to see what's going on with Bitcoin here. Because it is falling, guys. I'm going to zoom in on this reduction in price in Bitcoin. You could clearly see this happening. We're getting really close to 102,000, which is not a big deal as long as we stay above 100K. Now, the Coinbase thing is very interesting because this is going to shake up the game when it comes to these launch pads. It's going to shake up the pump.fund revenue. I'm sorry. It is what it is because there's legitimacy here. You have a prominent layer one that's going to be offering, which is a startup, is going to be offering the first offering on this Coinbase launchpad. Now, there's going to be full doxing here. You're not going to be able to actually just go on to this launchpad, this Coinbase launchpad, and launch memes in an undocked situation. There's a process with this particular launchpad. Now, what they're calling it is an early access platform for token sales, essentially, but it's a launchpad. But it's not like Pump. It's not like, the Bonk situation. It's not like Sun Pump. It's not like that, guys. This is going to be a safe, probably one of the first safe launchers that we've seen that is going to actually require devs to dox. There's an actual criteria as far as the platforms. LMFG, you spoke of a utility factor that is going to be actually required as well. Some form of roadmap legitimacy, right? What you take on this, bro? Because I think there's about damn time that we actually got a real launch pad that actually holds devs responsible for what they're launching. No more rug pulling, essentially. And if that does happen, accountability is going to be there because of the docs. I don't think there's going to be a lot of volume on this because of these stipulations and these requirements. But the volume that does occur is going to be legitimate. It's going to be a safe situation. What you take?
Yeah, I do. I like it, and I would expect that behind the scenes, the Coinbase is grabbing liquidity from whatever project wants to go up there, right? So they may say, you gotta have the liquidity up there, otherwise we're not going to put you out there. I would think it's pretty intense what a project has to go. Well, here's the thing. I would think, I hope this ain't no pump.fun. Nobody knows where Brian Armstrong is.
Yeah, I don't think so, bro. I'm going to read you some of this.
I don't either. It's too big of a corporation. This is good, man. This could be good. We'll see how it plays out. I don't know. Hey, to me, it'd be a lottery ticket. I don't know what this, I think on the 17th or 18th, it's coming out next week. That's the first one. That
I believe so.
And whatever it is.
Yeah, I believe so.
Maybe. I don't know if you can get on a list and be the first to get into it, but it could be one of those things where boom, it takes off. Who knows? Lottery ticket, baby. Right now. Bro,
I got to tell you, we're gonna look at what's required. We're going to talk about this because I think this is probably going to be, this is great, actually. This is great. There are some actual rules and guidelines for these freaking devs, man. They can't just go launch anything and rug people. Not good. Busy Fox, what's going on, brother? There's Busy Fox. There's a link up top, bro, if you want to jump in, and, have a little talk about your situation. We can, briefly talk about that while we're in the mix here. It's up top, bro, if you want to jump on for a couple of words here. Love to get your take on some things too as well. Welcome to the show. We're talking about the Coinbase launcher. This is different. This is not your this is not Pump, guys. This is cool. Now, here's some of the actual several features to mitigate a lot of the BS that goes on a lot. Now, we're talking about MOAD, which is going to be the first one, the inaugural project, the numero uno, the first one. This is interesting. This thing is going to go bonkers too, as well. Now, this is good. The community response as well too. Now, let's get into the platform. The platform is designed and it incorporates several features, guys, that you don't see in other launchers. Now, these features are actually there to actually mitigate the immediate price volatility often associated with new token listings, like we see on the other launchers. Now, Coinbase's allocation or algorithm prioritizes smaller purchases or smaller purchase requests, seeking to prevent whales from monopolizing sales, thank God, and ensuring a broader distribution. And just that alone, LMFG, it deserves a fucking hand clap, bro. I love that.
I'm going to go log in. I have an account, and I'm going to see if I can put $100 there on the side and be one of the first to get in. Who knows?
I love that.
Shop. Lottery ticket.
Absolutely. I mean, why can't this is my question to the pump, to all these other launches. Why couldn't you guys do this? What was so hard to? Yeah, you know what? I know the answer to this. We know the answer. The volume is going to be way less because there's accountability here. So of course they're not going to do this. The bullshit devs, because they just want the volume. They want to generate the fees. I get it. But at the expense of your user getting rugged profusely. You're getting paid on the back end as a developer of these launchers, but your users are getting raked across the coals. Raked, right? Completely, I don't want to go into it. It pisses me off. But what Coinbase has done, I think all of the other devs could have done this. Their lazy asses didn't want to do it because they knew the fee levels would be lower. They didn't care about the users. So they throw these launchers out with no protection. They don't care. Greedy bastards. It really pisses me off. And then you have Coinbase, dropping this launcher with amazing protection. This is what I call whale proof, big time. And it can be done. They've done it. So don't tell me you can't do it. They've done it. Now, let's get into it a little bit more. Now, furthermore, a crucial anti-flipping mechanism is in place as well. I'll say this again. A crucial anti-flipping mechanism. This will reduce future allocations and eligibilities for users who sell their newly acquired tokens within a 30-day period of the listings. This is called checks and balances, ladies and gentlemen. This is called investor protection, ladies and gentlemen. Hand clap for Coinbase for this. Absolutely. Now, there is a long-time holders incentive as well. Now, and this is the way it should be. This incentive for long-term holders is expected to foster greater price stability, absolutely, post-listing, moving away from the pump and dump theme, unquote. Those particular dynamics sometimes seen on unregulated early token offerings, and you know who they're talking about. Now, historically, similar launchpads perform for major exchanges like Binance. Here we go. They're sending shots now, which is the Binance Launchpad, KuCoin Spotlight Launchpad, and the Bybit Launchpad as well, have consistently demonstrated their ability to generate significant initial price surges and attract substantial trading volume for newly launched tokens, like the Axe Infinity, the Sandbox, Sui, and Victoria VR was launched on these platforms as well. They have delivered impressive returns for early investors. Now, Coinbase vast users, which are well over 150 million guys, verified users as well, are expected to amplify this particular effect. And there's protection here as well, leading to substantial increasement of trading volume and liquidity for tokens featured on this platform. So if you are launching on this Coinbase platform, buckle up, because it's going to be one hell of a ride, and it's going to be one hell of a safe ride. There are checks and balances here for the devs. There are actually investor protection mechanisms here to prevent all that pumping and dumping. Pretty cool, guys. Pretty cool. Hand clap again for Coinbase for doing this, bringing us this beautiful launcher. I'm going to stop there because I can go on and on about this. The community is really, really stoked about this. NFT space is really stoked about this. A lot of positive remarks from a lot of Web3 applications too as well that are going to be launching out of this as well. Very interesting. LMFG. Now, this is a slap in the face to the ones that are in existence. And you're going to, the legitimacy is going to go to Coinbase, obviously. The people who are tired of the pump and dumps and they just want to really see some real movement, legitimate movement, I think they're going to move to this pretty fast. What you take? I know you said you're getting ready to get into the inaugural launch of Moed, I think it is.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. And like I said, dude, I live check to check and broke most of the time. And I always try to put a few bucks on the side here and there. And I'm going to throw $100 into it and see what happens. My thing is with all of these, like you just said, it's ridiculous. And we can go back 5 years ago, just 5 years ago. The people that lost so much money from these rug pulls and the bullshit out there. And I was called a friggin' jerk off 5 years ago when I started going into these spaces and I got into the Discord, talked to the developers. They called me an asshole because I said, no, you can't do this. It's money. You follow the money. There has to be regulations. There has to be things in place that are going to protect the people because I'm sorry, people are stupid. I'm an old man, so I can say this. I said that earlier. Oh, yeah, the old people. I'm one of the old people. Okay, guys. And the changes that I've seen over the last 40 years with technology is just through the roof. This is unbelievable, the changes. And once this happens, I believe pump.fun it'll go away or they'll become a bank and a centralized exchange and they'll start doing it. And that's where it's going to go. People are like, oh, you're going to centralize it. You killed the decentralization. Not exactly. Check out Ripple, okay? Check out RippleNet. And go read that white paper and see what's out there. So they don't have full control of that network. Nobody does. No, they don't. So it's for the people, by the people, and this is where we got to go. I'm sorry, I go off. You know what I mean?
No, hand clap to you. You know I love it. I love it. I love it. And speaking of pump, let's go ahead and get into this one now because I want to show you this unlock schedule. And pump.fun actually leads this fold, and it's not good. Not good for you pump holders, man. Buckle up. Now, here's the unlock schedule. It's going to actually, the Linea unlock actually is happening at this point in time. So, and I love Linea. I'm sorry. JT always laughs at me because I always pronounce that wrong. Linea. I love that L2. I think it's a beautiful L2, but there is a very handsome unlock that just occurred. Over $12 million worth of Linea tokens, coins. I'm sorry. It's not a token. It's a coin. $12.87 million is the unlock amount, and it is actually happening at this point in time. Now, the pump.fun leads the fold. $41 million worth of pump.fun tokens will be unlocked on the 15th of November. There's a lot of tokens, a lot of platforms are going to be unlocking millions of dollars of tokens. So this is going to affect the altcoin market very, very abruptly. So when you do see these reductions, a lot of it has to do with the Bitcoin volatility, but the core of it is these unlocks, these token unlocks that are going to occur throughout the month of November. And these are large platforms, guys. Okay, so the pump.fun, these are the largest ones that I see, which is over 2.8% of the market cap. That is going to be unlocking on the 15th. We're talking 10 billion tokens, guys. And you know where they're going to go. Those are pump.fun tokens. So you know they're going to be sold. They're going to be completely sold, completely dumped on the market. So that thing is going to go downhill for a little bit. And I don't think anybody's really, really worried about it, but those pump holders. So look out below. Look out below. Now, Aptos, beautiful platform. They're going to be unlocking a lot of tokens, guys, on the 13th of November, just a couple of days. $36 million worth of tokens are going to be unlocked. That's going to affect that market as well. 1.57% of that market cap. I'm sorry. 11 million Aptos tokens. You know, maybe there's some bootstrapping there. Maybe that gets recirculated back into the platform. Who knows? But those are probably going to hit the market because of the market sentiment, because of the fear. You know, if I'm getting a boatload of tokens that are going to be, I've been waiting on this all year, right? So if I'm getting those Aptos tokens, I don't think I'm going to recirculate them back. I'm probably going to sell them just because of the nature and the climate of the market, the nature of geopolitics, the nature of, and if you're in the US, you know what I'm talking about. You might need that money. So a lot of people are probably going to sell those tokens. So especially the pump, they're going to sell. So you're going to see the altcoin market that's going to be affected. That's going to affect the fear factor. And you're going to have some fear selling across the board when these things unlock. So Starknet is another one too, a pretty big one. $18 million worth of Starknet tokens, November the 16th. That's going to be unlocked. That's 2.8% of that market cap. Pretty big deal there. SEE, you guys know SEE, Big Japan blockchain right there. A lot of you guys are probably invested in that. Big time unlock as well, 16th of November. The C chain. that thing is going to be hit. Now, I got to tell you, this is one of the biggest unlock schedules on this board here, 74.3%. That has already been actually unlocked. So you're getting towards the end of that particular unlock schedule. And by the way, ICP Internet Computer, no more unlocks. This is why you see that rise in that price. Their supply shock that has kicked in for ICP is phenomenal because there are no more unlocks. Just in case you guys didn't know that, ICP, no more unlocks. So you got a supply squeeze that's coming. You got a supply shock that's coming with ICP. You're going to see that go north of $10 soon. So if you didn't get it when it was $3, man, I think you can still get in it. You're going to see a correction in these particular altcoins. So in particular, the ones that are finished with their unlocks, those things are going to fly, especially when the ETFs launch. So we talked about Linea. That unlock is actually happening right now. They have a long way to go with those unlocks. So if you're looking into DCAing into a Linea, you're going to have a lot of opportunities going into the next year to do that. That unlock schedule is just 23% done. So, and you have a Starknet, 23.8% done. So they have a long ways to go. The C chain, SCE chain, they're almost done with those unlocks. So you can see a supply squeeze there. And that is going to be upcoming with the C chain, which is good. That's a major chain. So to round this off, you have Mocha and Solana as well. A combined amount of roughly $28 million is going to be unleashed on the actual market there with those two as well. So when it comes to these incoming unlocks, guys, they're going to affect our market big time. Lots more. I just don't have time to go into it. You're talking about over 50 unlocks across the altcoin scape that are about to occur within the month of November alone. So LMFG, that is going to affect the prices. And then you go ahead and couple in the fear, geopolitics. Hopefully we get the $2,000 stimulus because a lot of people are going to run that right back into crypto. That's going to be an interesting, infusement of cash into not only cryptocurrency, but in the stock market as well. If those dividends, which Donald Trump has promised, will be sent out to lower middle class earners. What you take so far on what you've heard, brother? And mind you, Scott Basin said that there are going to be tax cuts. So there's some confusion with those actual $2,000 stimulus checks. What you take, bro?
Yeah, I know. I see with all these unlocks and stuff, and
It's a big deal.
A lot of reading with that Linea, but those unlocks are coming out, and they don't end until 2035.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're only 23% on the actual unlock schedule.
And it's slowly out, and a lot goes back into the ecosystem.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, absolutely.
Out of that group right there, that's the one. And then I wanted to say with Ethereum, you know how much I beat it up, right? Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of projects I'm noticing now that what they're doing, not even on the Ethereum, like Flare. So they're going to start burning Ethereum with transactions. They're going to burn on the fees. They're going to burn so I think we're going to see more of that coming up.
Hey, they just did that upgrade, right? That Flare upgrade to actually induce that burn, right? Yeah.
And then the light span, I think it's called, I forget, that should be going live by the end of the month. So that's where you get all your loaning and borrowing coming in. There's a lot of good things coming, and I think it's going to snowball. We may see a dip here, but I think when it goes, it's going to go big. Like some of the other times when it went from 20 grand to 80 grand Bitcoin. You know what I mean? I think we're going to see that kind of a jump. And Bitcoin may not be the one that goes up as high as the altcoins are just going to explode. All the utility, all your top ones. Look at the top 20 altcoins that have, the projects that have been here for 6, 7, 8 years running. We got a lot of good things coming, people.
You said it. You said something, and I've been saying this too. The altcoins are going to outperform the top two, especially next year when these ETF baskets start rolling out. Guys, a lot of these altcoins are going to be locked up like they've never been locked before because there's staking involved with these ETFs, these altcoin ETF vehicles. This XRP block that's about to be launched. We were talking about that before the live. That's going to send XRP past $3. They're going to be able to lock a lot of that XRP up, and they're going to be able to stake it. in those particular vehicles. We've never seen this before. We've never seen this happen to altcoins before at all. And then you have SoFi, this particular bank that's going to be allowing its users to have exposure to cryptocurrency via their checking account. You have Charles Schwab that's going to follow the fold. It's about to pop, guys. The lid is about to blow off of this whole space. And then you have language. You have all these reserves, not only Bitcoin, but you have some Ethereum strategic reserves, some ETH strategic reserves that no one's talking about that are being formed as well. So it's an interesting situation that we're about to have ourselves involved in. And we are so early. We have been in this space for a long time, well before the senators and the congressmen, and well before Trump changes his opinion on Bitcoin, because you have to go back some years. Trump was anti-crypto for a long time. He was anti-Bitcoin for a long time. He has since changed his mind on cryptocurrency very strongly.
Yeah, but Barron graduated his cryptography class.
Yeah, exactly. So we have a different perspective here from our leader. So the crypto agenda this is a different ball game. They're literally trying to put Bitcoin on POS throughout the country. They're literally trying to force us to use Bitcoin to buy coffee. Now, that just shows you how much they really know about the technology, because Bitcoin cannot be used for that. You're going to have to fork it or use variations like Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, things of that nature, like you guys are talking about in chat. But we're getting there very, very quickly, guys. And it's happening very, very quickly. I believe they'll figure Bitcoin out. I'm not really worried about it. I believe they'll figure Bitcoin out. And everything's going to be okay. And we're going to get back to the market before we get to the giveaway. $102,000. I told you guys this thing keeps falling. But I'm not worried about it, man, because if you zoom out, guys, if you zoom out, I'm going to go out way out here. Look at this. Look at this. This is your Bitcoin, guys. Now, if you zoom out all the way back to 2014, LMFG, do you wish you would have bought your Bitcoin in 2014? Probably below that. Probably you want to go.
Only knew.
Bitcoin is okay. It's going to be okay. I'm more worried about Ethereum and this validator exodus. That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about ETH. What are we doing there? But as far as Bitcoin, we're good. $102,000. We're well above 74,000, which is where we started the year after the initial pump, after the ETFs were launched, the Bitcoin halving. We're past that, guys. So a lot of money that is being leaving the market when it comes to Bitcoin. A lot of it is ETFs, guys. But we're good. Nothing to worry about. Liquidations are at bay as well. I'm doing a last check on some news before we get to the giveaway. We're good. We're good. I'm not worried about anything right now. I'm actually feeling really good about the space, guys, and you should be feeling very good as well. Here's a headline. You were talking about this earlier, LMFG. XRP ETF launch timeline as DTCC is misread again. So we have some actual corrections here on that launch, bro. I think there's some issues with the S1. So that particular blog,
Would they pull it back down?
they may be pulling it back down. There's some issues there as well. With
It's not an approval or anything. It's just that when all the paperwork is in, they go ahead and post it out there that it's coming. That's it. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, when they say something, it's usually real. So I guess they found something after they posted that. That's crazy.
Yeah, they're saying, whoa guys, this is not, I just, and I'll read this. DTCC pages listing XRP ETFs are not approvals, unquote. So I just put that out there.
Right, they're not exactly that. Oh,
Yeah.
everybody's going off as if they approved it. It's like no, you got to read a little. You got to read a little. It's not an approval. They're just stating that all the S1, all the paperwork and everything looks good and it's ready to go. That's all the DTCC is saying. I think I put that out there, didn't I?
Yeah, you
on
did.
YouTube on the comments.
Yeah, you did. So I'm going to circle this before we get out of here. We're gonna do the video, the
People
actual
don't
giveaway.
read. They got to read more, not just the headlines.
You got to do your research. So
or,
this
or,
way,
or hang out with Lounge. And get the scoop.
100%, 100%. Get you a subscription, guys. You guys see this huge sell off right here. There were, oh my God, what am I doing here? I need to, but anyway, you guys see that. Get those out of there. What the hell is going on there? Okay, so my scribbles. Let me get this off. This is crazy. I don't know what the hell that marker's going crazy there. We do a lot of movement out. Welcome to the show, Alina. Welcome to the show. 102,000. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. There's so much news that's popping. I want to get to it, but do your research, guys, before you get into this market. We're about to slide pretty profusely here. Now, when it comes to the RSI, I always like to look at this chart too as well. We'll look at this before we close. We're slightly moving into the oversold category when it comes to altcoins, guys. So the market in general, minus ETH and Bitcoin, we're slowly moving into the oversold category. I'm sorry, overbought category. I'm sorry. I got that mixed up and flipped. So when we move into that overbought category, that's when you're going to see a tilt, a correctional tilt. And we're moving there pretty quickly. I'm not trying to say the bubble is going to pop, but I'm just saying we're moving into the corrective stages of market activity. So be careful out there, guys. Be very careful. So we're going to move to the giveaway. We do these giveaways every show, every Monday, and this is a member giveaway. You have to be an actual member of the channel, and you have to participate and watch the member videos and shorts. I'm going to be doing a deep dive for you guys, internet computer deep dive, because there are no more token unlocks with ICP, and there have been some massive upgrades that no one's talking about. And internet computer is one of the most unique blockchains in the space. There's nothing like it. This thing is a Web3 giant. It is the world computer, as they call it. I'm going to be doing a deep dive for you members, so you can really
IoT, Internet of Things.
Listen, ICP
Internet
is beautiful.
Things.
Yeah, they don't call ICP the world computer for nothing. And they have did some massive upgrades to this chain. And again, there are no more token unlocks, so supply shock is about to kick in with that thing. Big time. Big time. Crypto Clutch, welcome to the channel, bro. He says, I'm new to the channel. Thanks for the positive news. Needed that today. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I'm a straight shooter. So you're going to get it. Whether it's good or bad, I'm going to give it. No, I got to. I wish I had more time, because there's more I want to go through today, but we got to get the member giveaway too as well. We have the members here. Hope you guys enjoy the short. And again, be looking out for the deep dive members for the actual ICP deep dive. You guys need to understand how important internet computer is, the world computer, and what's going to happen with this situation going forward and how it's going to be implemented across the board. Magnificent canister technology, magnificent Web3 giant. The dev team is awesome. They promote this thing. They have their own YouTube. No one cares. Well, I'm going to do a deep dive because I want you to care about ICP. It's beautiful. It's magnificent. Let's get this. Well, let me make sure I got everybody on this wheel. I don't want to miss anybody. And we'll get this member giveaway going, guys. I got to do a double check because I don't want to miss anybody. I think we got everybody on there, guys. So we're going to close that wheel off. And you have to be an exclusive member of the channel to actually be involved in this, guys. I just want to make that clear. And just participate with the content. Yeah, member videos, comment, and your comment gets you on this wheel. That's your ticket. Let's go. We're going to be giving out Solana. So all I need is that address, so we can give you a prize if you are a winner. LMFG. I think you're going to be the first winner, bro. Well. Did you put some grease on the wheel, bro?
Building that winnings wallet. Hey, Lounge, I know I said I was going to give it away when Solana hits 500, but I may do it beforehand. You know?
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, why not? You know what I mean? Right before Christmas or something. Maybe even before Turkey Day. We'll see.
Wow. That is what's always been announced on the show. So LMFG is going to be doing a giveaway of his Crypto Lounge member winnings. The prop. So, are you announcing it? What date? Are we gonna do it on the show?
No, it's other winnings too. No, what I'm going to do is make little cards up.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to hand them out at the local food store, brother.
Oh, that's gonna be cool.
You know what I mean?
That's gonna be very cool.
Little cards that say "Follow Crypto Lounge." This is
100%. 100%. No, that's very cool, man. That is very cool. Are you gonna film it? That'd be cool.
I was just gonna say I'll try to talk people into taking a video or at least do
absolutely
something I could record. Then I'll put it. I'll bring it out to you, brother.
That's gonna be amazing. Yeah, hand clap to you, man. It's been a while since I've seen you in a row. Hand clap to LMFG. Let's go and get 2 more winners. Let's go. Looks like it's going to be Steve Hawk, E5P, I think. No, I think Wonder. Yeah, it's going to be Steve Hawk. Steve Hawk. Nice win, brother. And all I need is that Solana address. Guys, I tried giving out Bitcoin last time and it was so freaking slow. It was so slow. And a lot of you didn't like that. I don't think a lot of you like that. So we're back to giving Solana. It is very quick. It's very rigid, but it's quick. And it'll get to you quicker. So at least we can say that about Solana. It's quick, but rigid. Steve Hawk and LMFG are going to be the number 1 and number 2 winners. We need 1 more. Let's go. I think I need some more wheel music. What's up, Steve the Canadian? Had to see you in a while, brother. Hope you're doing well. He said another Steve won. Hell yeah. So, Capasonia. Steve the Canadian said there can only be 1 Steve. So we got Capasonia. I think that's how you pronounce that. Hand clap to you. There's going to be the 3rd winner. So let's go ahead and do a roundup of the 3 winners. We have LMFG. Hand clap to you, brother. We have Steve Hawk. E5P. I think it's E5P. Yeah, Steve Hawk. Hand clap to you, brother. And we have Capasonia. I'm probably pronouncing that the wrong way, but Capasonia. Let's go ahead and give it to him or her. I think it is. Not too sure. So that's going to do it for the memory giveaway. And I'll do a news check here real quick. Steve is in the audience. Hey, hand clap to you, brother. Steve Hawk, hand clap to you. So we have Coinbase abandons $2 billion acquisition of stablecoin firm BVNK. I wonder why they did that. Why the hell are they trying to buy another stablecoin? Weird. Just being greedy. Jason Pop, what's going on, brother? What's going on, brother? Uniswap fees. Oh, the Uniswap fees have been switched on. A new era for DeFi, but very sad for the DAOs. That's very, very interesting. Let's see. You talked about Elon's novelist Joyce Carol Oates clash with Elon's fighting with somebody on it. I don't know if you guys saw that. Very nasty fight between Elon and Joyce right now. Very interesting. I think that's it. I don't see anything else. We talked about SoFi. We talked about the Ethereum mass exodus of validators. We talked about the XRP situation. We did get Robinhood expanding their tokenization there, bringing in C-Vlad to come in do some. I think they fired their actual CEO, LMFG. Did you see that? As we move out.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, Robinhood fired their CEO, I believe. Or did he leave? Did he just leave or something like that? I know he's out of there. I think he's out of there.
Yeah, sure. Multi-millionaire, I'm sure.
I think he's good. I think he's okay. So with that being said, guys, we got to get out of here. LMFG, your last take, and we'll get out of here.
Just everyone enjoy. Again, I can't say it enough. Happy Veterans Day. It's almost like it's not a happy day, but I really do think it should be for the month.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
God bless you guys. Thank you for your service, all that, I had something not an easy job.
Yeah.
And their families, guys, their families. But these guys did a lot for us, man.
Yeah.
Everyone be safe, enjoy. sit back, relax. Believe me, you're invested in this. If you're into a project with real world utility, believe me, in 5-10 years, you are going to be extremely happy. All this volatility, believe me, it's the whales and it's the banks now, the institutions doing it, trying to get you to sell out, and so they can buy it and hold it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just hold and don't ignore it. Grab it and then don't even look at your wallet for 5 years, and then see what happens. You'll be very happy.
Yeah,
everybody. Be good.
Yeah, totally agree.
Be good, man.
Totally agree. All right, guys. So we're going to get out of here. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the next show. Take it easy.